Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Malayaj Sheetala, Sasya Syamala, Mataram, Vande Mataram, Suprajyotsna Pulanikayanini, Pullakusunita Dramadamashobhini, Suhasini, Sumadhuravasini, Sukadam Vande Mataram, Vande
What you saw was not fiction, not propaganda, not hate. It is the silent truth hidden beneath India's loudest celebration. Every year we sing Vande Mataram. And for how many Indians it is a victory song? For how many it is a lullaby for their suffering? I am an Indian citizen and I love my country. That's exactly why I speak up, because the Constitution gave me Article 19A, the right to freedom of speech and expression. This is not hate speech, this is public awareness. And myself, Hussein, welcome to the Baigstudio. Let's go deeper into the lyrics. Sujalam means abundant in pure, life-giving water. The song pointed to rivers like the Ganga. But today, what do we see? Not just polluted, but poison. This isn't a criticism, it's consequence. Because the past had fewer people, less waste. Today, there's a flood.
According to the Central Pollution Control Board, out of 351 monitored river stretches in India, over 250 are critically polluted. Biochemical oxygen demand failed. Chemical oxygen demand failed. Dissolved oxygen dangerously low. Fecal coliforms off the chart. This isn't a local problem, it's a national-wide collapse. So, how does a river die? Majority of people blame that it's because of religious and cultural dumping, but it only contributes 1 to 2%. Then what impacts most? Upstream, it's born clean, but then the poison flows in, untreated sewage, chemicals, plastics, then rituals and dumping, until the river stops being water and becomes waste. Why are most of Indian rivers like this? The answer, a perfect storm. Domestic sewage, 72 to 75%. From homes, slums, cities. It's human waste, untreated. Industrial effluents, 15 to 20%. Toxic, lethal, mercury, acids, heavy metals. agricultural runoff 5 to 7%, pesticides, fertilizers, choking the rivers during monsoons, solid waste 2 to 3%, plastics, biomedical trash, dumped without shame, religious dumping 1 to 2%. Faith doesn't purify pollution. Ashes, idols, flowers, they all poison the sacred. This isn't a pollution issue, it's a human crisis because water is life, and when rivers die, so do the people who depend on them. The cost 6.4 lakh crore a year, waterborne disease, crop failure, ecosystem collapse. The irony, we chase economic growth while destroying the rivers that feed economy. What are we really celebrating?
Now, Sufalam. It means land rich with fruits, fields of abundance, crops that feed millions. But what I showed you was poverty. Because in today's India, that's what Sufalam has become. There was a time when the world called India Sone ki Chidiya.
The golden sparrow. In 1700, India held over 23% of world's GDP. Our exports, science, and scholars made us the envy of empires. Then came 1757. The British didn't just take land, they hijacked India's economy. Over $45 trillion was drained from Indian wealth by 1947. They shattered our industries, handlooms were burned, taxes brutalized the poor. The worst man-made famines, not nature policy. 30 million Indians died, starved under the empire. In 1947, we got freedom. But the golden sparrow had lost her wings. We were poor, hunger hollowed out. Then came plans, politicians, promises, slogans of Garibi Hatao, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, PM Kisan, Jan Dhan, more than 500 poverty schemes since independence.
So then tell me, why after 75 plus years of freedom, do 230 million Indians still live in multi-dimensional poverty? And why India ranked 105 out of 127 on the Global Hunger Index? The answer is painful but clear.
Corruption and leakage. Up to 60% of benefits vanished through middlemen and false claims. Inequality, caste and land never got reset. The powerful kept the soil, the poor stayed landless. For example, Mumbai has thriving infrastructure, but it also hides the world's largest slum inside it. Schemes lacked spine. We gave subsidies, not skills. Reliefs, not self-reliance. Education and health ignored. Population grew, but schools, hospitals and jobs didn't. And the final truth, poverty became a political tool, not a national emergency. Votes were earned through promises of poverty, but never it end. In India, poverty is profitable.
Malayaja Shitala, it means cool breezes from the Malaya hills. But today, they don't carry the scent of sandalwood. They carry dust, poison, and silence.
There was a time when India breathed through her forests. Sandalwood was not just a tree, it was sacred gold. But greed struggled its roots, once protected, now nearly endangered. Every year, we chop down 30 million trees, not for food, not for survival, but for highways, cities, mines. In the name of development, we have weaponized the axe. 60% for infrastructure, 18% for agriculture, 10% urban expansion, 5% illegal logging, and another 5% mining, 2% forest fires, which is natural. From 1947 to till now, we have erased up to 5 million hectares of dense forests. And what did we replace it with? Monoculture, soulless eucalyptus rows, dead land pretending to be forest. It's called green cover, but it's not green life, because biodiversity is dying and silence is growing louder.
Now, here's the second wound: air. Forests once filtered our breath. Now, with every tree cut, we inhale a little more death.
India's air is 11 times more toxic than it should be. In 2023, 11 out of top 20 most polluted cities on earth were ours. For example, Baigstudio 118.9 micrograms per cubic meter, Gurugram 102.9 micrograms per cubic meter, Delhi 92.7 micrograms per cubic meter. But these numbers aren't just statistics. Each one carries the weight of invisible poison in every breath. And when we ask where it all coming from, the answers hit even harder. 51% industrial smoke, 27% choking traffic, 17% crop fire, 5% other poisons. This is not air, this is a weapon we breathe every day.
We didn't just cut down trees, we cut down our lungs, our future, and now
The breeze no longer carries the scent of forests. It carries the silence of everything we have lost. This isn't just a climate issue. This is a collapse of breath, a silence of survival. The air you breathe is your vote for the future.
Syasyamana Mataram.
Shashya Shamala, it means dark with filter green, lush fields sweeping with life. But look closely, this isn't green, it's grey.
India ranks second in global food production. Agriculture feeds 1.4 billion. It powers 42% of our workforce. It fuels 18% of our GDP. We say Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. We salute them, but behind that salute is silence. Every year, thousands of farmers don't retire, don't resign, they just disappear in NCRB files under one brutal line: distress-related deaths. Let's stop and ask, where is this suffering happening the most? According to the National Crime Record Bureau, in the year 2022 alone, over 11,000 cases of farmers' deaths under distress were reported. 5 states stand at the top, not by pride, but by pain. Maharashtra 4,248, Karnataka 1,610, Andhra Pradesh 917, Madhya Pradesh 737, Telangana 705. These aren't just numbers, each digit is a father, a mother, a son who quietly lost the will to fight. They are broken families, empty kitchens, homes that smell of debt more than dinner.
But why? India has PM Kisan, loan waivers, right to Bandhu, MSP crop insurance. Then why are the same green states are turning brown with death? Because the issue isn't the seed, it's the soil beneath the system.
There is a question for you who interested to answer. 65% of India depends on agricultural sector. India also supports and promotes farmers on papers. Slogans like Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Annadata Sukhi Bhava and more. But in reality the picture is different. As per NCRB report in 2022 alone, 11,290 farmers lost their life under distress. Why? And why does national media back out farmers' deaths, protests and rural distress? Why amplifying celebrity gossips and political theatre? Is it editorial failure, corporate control or calculated diversion from government accountability? Who is deciding what India should not see?
A 2021 Niti Aayog study revealed 50% of Indian farmers doesn't even know the schemes are made for them. In tribal belts, awareness drops to 30%.
Loan disbursed late, MSP denied, compensation lost in paperwork, middleman shave of 40% and rainfall either too much or never enough. We call them Annadata, but we have reduced it to a slogan. And when the soil turns to dust, when the fields are mute, the real question is, will we still shout Jai Kisan or will we just scroll past another statistics?
Radiant under moonlight, yet a girl screams. Not in poetry, but in pain. We were told moonlight meant peace, poetry, radiance. But in India, under the same moonlight, someone screams every 16 minutes.
They worship her as Devi, as Shakti, but the garland hides a knife. This isn't just violence, it's a system. A woman in India is raped every 16 minutes. Not in darkness, in broad daylight, in crowded buses, in schools, in cars. 445,000 plus rape cases reported between 2001 to 2021. Less than 10% of actual cases ever reported.
The real horror isn't how many are raped, it's how many never speak.
Indian laws against rape. IPC 375, 376D defines and punishes rape. IPC 354D stalking. IPC 366 abduction, forced marriage. POCSO Act 2012 protection of children. IPC 228A protects victims' identity.
Yet these laws are violated not just by criminals but by cameras, newsrooms and some careless thumbnails.
Nirbhaya, Delhi, 2012. Gang raped in a bus, tortured, died fighting. The nation erupted and later went back to sleep. Hyderabad doctor case, 2019. Raped and burned. The accused were shot dead in a police encounter. Quick headlines, applause, but no trial. Kolkata girl case, 2022. Raped, killed, silenced. The story surfaced. Then it disappeared. Doctors protested, medical students rallied, but when the media turned away, so did the country. When people hear a rape case, many immediately chant, hang the rapist, even before guilt is proven. What fuels this mindset of instant punishment? Does media and public outrage override due process?
Justice should be law. But in India, Justice is performance powered by reels, not reasons.
They took her name, her photo, her story, but they never took her justice. IPC 228A protects her identity, but in every viral leak, she is exposed. Why no punishment? Because likes are louder than law. India chants Bharat Mata ki Jai, but Bharat Mata's daughters are bleeding in silence.
Not every story is true. India also sees a rising number of false rape accusations.
A man from Agra, Uttar Pradesh has been released after 20 years in jail. The High Court ruled the rape charges were false. Another life lost to a system that failed to verify the truth.
Causes used for revenge, blackmail, or manipulation.
These cases destroy lives, careers, families, and votes. They dilute the real voices screaming for justice.
This isn't just about rape, it's about a culture that breeds silence, a justice system hijacked by noise, and a moonlight night that doesn't protect her anymore.
Not another name, not another silence, not again.
A line that speaks blooming flowers on the branches with charming, gentle smile. But I didn't show you flowers, but there are children's. Why? Before discussing it, just listen to the story of a girl.
She is 6, one of 5.9 lakh children trapped in India's begging, bonded labor, and child trafficking rings. Her mother, a domestic worker, thrown out for being pregnant, her father missing, and this child given to a man who promised shelter but delivered her to the streets.
She is drugged daily. If she earns less, she is clamped. If she cries, starved. If she tries to run, burned.
1 lakh missing children annually, most never return. They disappear into crime supply chains, begging rockets, fake orphanages, and sex trade.
Some children you see aren't asleep. They are sedated, drugged for hours, used as emotional props.
Do the police see this? Yes, and most laws are designed to protect them, like the Juvenile Justice Act 2015, Child Labor Act 2016, are rarely enforced. Conviction rates remain below 3%. But most children don't have Aadhaar. They don't exist on paper. No vote, no identity, no protection.
Laws exist, enforcement doesn't. Child welfare committees underfunded. Rescue shelters, many are fake. And what's worse, if a rescued girl speaks out, the mafia files case against the rescuer. It's not about truth, it's about control.
Go to major pilgrimage sites. Haridwar, Kashi, Haji Ali Dargah, and many more. You'll see kids working from dawn to dusk. Begging has become a religious background, normalized. And when she grows older, she is no longer cute. So she is either married off, pushed into brothels, or thrown out. India launches rockets but leaves its children on the footpath. You saw her, she smiled because she was told to. But in her world, monsters don't hide under the bed. They hold her hand every morning. Every ignored child is a future lost, not by fate, but by our silence.
Sumadura Bhashini, sweet melodious words. But I didn't show you a poet, I showed you a politician.
India is the world's largest democracy. We elect our leaders directly to the Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, Gram Panchayats, and indirectly to the President's seat, the Rajya Sabha, the Prime Minister's chair, as per the Constitution. These chairs were meant to hold the weight of vision, but now they echo with shouting matches. One party wins, the other declare war with words illegal,
क्या ये आपका लिबरल ऑफ कॉन्शियंस है? कहाँ गया आपका जमीन?
revenge,
खाने वाला लोग एक साथ हो गया सर, सब खाने वाला लोग हैं।
corrupt,
सारा घोटाला किसने किया?
not in courtrooms but on live prime time.
तो वो जो उनको कष्ट हुआ,
Sweet speech is now a weapon used to divide, blame, distract. Sometimes from the truth, sometimes from failure, but always from responsibility. If anyone enters between them, he is smashed.
Our newspapers are filled with the accusations, most never proven. The cases are filed, forgotten, and folded between the election cycles.
But not all voices are toxic. India's history carries giants. Leaders who dreamed behind vote banks. They didn't just speak to win votes, they spoke to build futures. Their words weren't just promises, they were blueprints. But today, that legacy risks getting drowned, not by silence, but by noise. In the echo of debates, we forgot the people elect leaders to lead, not to humiliate, accuse, or attack, but to stand like the Constitution they swear by, silent when needed, unshakable when tested. The power of sweet speech is not how loud it is, but in how true it stays after the mics are off.
Sukhadam Varadam, the motherland who gives joy. Who grants blessings.
तेरा पूरन हो सब काम, तेरा पूरन हो सब काम, भजले राम नाम सुखधाम, भजले राम नाम सुखधाम.
But do you know who really pays the cost of those blessings?
Not kings, not gods, but shadows. Shadows that walk on ice, fly in storms, and sail through death, so that you and I may live in peace. This is not a tribute, this is the truth. The Indian soldier doesn't wake up to an alarm, he wakes up to duty. He doesn't run from danger, he runs towards it with nothing but a rifle, faith, and a photograph inside his pocket. And still, he smiles. The army. The army walks where others can't. He holds the line where no one is watching. He bleeds before you even feel the trouble. The Air Force. The Air Force doesn't just fly, it roars. touch the sky with glory. They don't just say it, they live it. The Navy. The Navy guards 7,500 kilometers of coast above water, on it, below it. You don't see them coming, that's the point.
But bravery comes at a cost.
URI 2016. While sleeping, 19 brave men never woke up. Attacked in the dark at their camp while resting in the uniform. Pulwama 2019. A single car, 40 CRPF soldiers are gone, not on the battlefield, on their own motherland. Galwan Valley 2020. 20 unarmed soldiers, high altitude, fighting barehanded and never backing down. Every year, 100 to 200 soldiers die in counter-terror operations, in border skirmishes, in aircraft crashes. In silence, from weight we'll never understand.
They don't ask for pity, they ask for purpose. So, next time you scroll your phone, remember the one holding a rifle instead.
When you salute the flag, remember the hands that held it up under fire. India isn't protected by walls, it's protected by the shadows that never sleeps.
This land gives us everything. But what did we give her? Broken system, forgotten promises, and silence when she needed our voice. In every chapter, we uncover the truth, not just about India, about us.
About how we scroll past pain, how we normalize corruption, how we wait for someone else to fix what we all broke. This country was never built by politics, it was built by hands that bleed, by voices that refused to be silenced, and by feet that marched not for power but for purpose.
Vande Mataram is not a slogan, it is a responsibility to speak sweet but act strong, to vote right, to question wrong, to protect the shadows that protect us. This is not the end of a video, it's the beginning of a nation that remembers who she is.
Tell us, what does Vande Mataram mean to you? Your comment is your commitment. Like this video to honor those who never asked for fame. Share this truth because silence helps no one. Subscribe if your heart moved, if your mind awakened. Let this not end as just another scroll. Let it begin as your voice, your action, your nation.
This documentary aims to reveal the present issues, not to criticize or disrespect the song Vande Mataram. Because in past it inspires millions to fight for their freedom, to wave the flag on this country. The song was clear because the past was also clear. This documentary reflects the gap between the song's ideals and today's challenges. This is to show how people involving into the entertainment and ignoring other issues. Entertainment is not permanent, but our country is forever. And Vande Mataram is not a background music, it is the change. I tried to interview the people who faced the real issues, but they denied. Maybe the fear makes them to forget the real constitutional rights in our country. This entire documentary was shot in a camera, but copied, edited and uploaded with this 14,000 rupees mobile. You can see it is still connected with this camera because I don't have equipment. If you really want to support me, you can donate some amount by scanning this QR code. And don't get confused. This amount doesn't go to any charity or trust. It is only for this channel development to make more content. And you can also help me by hitting a like, a share, a subscribe. And don't forget to comment. Thanks for watching.